If there is indeed a fat loss secret, Tom illustrates it incredibly well with his comment on a recent video, where he mentions that one of the biggest reasons for his recent fat loss success has to do with intermittent fasting. It's been working really, really well for him, but he recognizes that intermittent fasting is just a tool. And if he wants to experience lasting success, he needs to dive deeper into the psychology of all of this. And what he's found throughout that process is that one of his biggest downfalls is craving, specifically sweets, and eating extra meals, and kind of viewing food as a reward, and also recognizing that one of his biggest triggers is when he has too much time on his hands. So he's kind of eating out of boredom there. So it's important to note that Tom is a member of the Lose Fat, Get Jacked Inner Circle, where members follow the exact same workout plan that I do each and every month, and we engage in conversation in the Lose Fat, Get Jacked Inner Circle, our support community where we're learning and growing through each other's experiences, building each other up and bringing out the best in each other, and sharing a book of the month, which oftentimes has to do with mindset and the psychology of living our lives to the fullest, really releasing the best versions of ourselves, just growing each and every day throughout this journey here. And within that community there, like, I've learned a lot about Tom and how he began by tracking calories, which I encourage to do in the beginning with a heightened sense of awareness. And he weaned himself off of that quickly, recognizing that it was a lot of work up front, it's a lot of upfront work there, and he created a meal plan based on his calorie target using the foods that he loves and enjoys. And whenever he would kind of go off plan and eat more than he should, the next day he would fast. And if he really ate more than he should, he would maybe fast upwards of 48 hours there. So that was working for him, but recognizing that the fasting is a solution to a problem, and that problem is more of a symptom. It's kind of like if every week you're burning your hand on the stove and you rub some ointment on it, you're like, all right, that ointment, that's the cure. That's fixing the problem there. It's taking care of the scar, or the wound on my hand there, and it's all better. Next week, boom, burn your hand on there. All right, the cream is the solution here. Put this cream, I'm all better now. When you really want to get to the root cause of the problem, like, why are you burning your hand on the stove each and every week there? How can you avoid that in the future there? So instead of just looking for the solution to cure the wound, the problem there, you got to get to the root cause of why that problem is there in the first place. So it's great to see that Tom has this heightened sense of awareness that, yes, intermittent fasting is a tool. It's a tool that's working for him right now, but he really needs to get to the root cause of why he is overeating, why he needs to fast the following day. It's one thing to fast because maybe you want the health benefits from it. You just want to give your digestive system a break. Maybe you're someone who experiences some mental clarity from it. You're more productive the days you fast. We're all different, and intermittent fasting can work wonders for a lot of people if it suits you, your lifestyle, your personality, and it helps you control your intake. So there's lots of benefits that can come from that. But if you're using it, it's almost like a punishment. If you're like, I overate, now I can't eat at all the next day. If you're using it as that method, it's like a Band-Aid on the wound there, rather than getting to the root cause of the problem, which he is trying to do here by recognizing, having that heightened sense of awareness to what are his triggers. So the boredom, he's kind of tackled that. He's learned how to recognize that, okay, why am I eating right now? I got time on my hands now. What can I do to busy myself right now? How can I occupy my time, use my time more wisely in a way that's going to serve me best, rather than eating food when I'm not necessarily hungry there. But also, like, he mentions that he's been using food as a reward, and one of the kind of tricks that he's using right now is that, all right, as a reward, I'm going to have this little treat here, but I'm just going to take a bite. I'm going to throw the rest out. And then maybe I'll buy myself the treat down the road and just throw it out altogether there. And maybe I'll realize it's pointless to get this treat as a reward there. But I think food, there's nothing wrong with using it as a reward. Like, for myself personally, I think, like, food it's a celebration with a lot of the stuff that we have going on. And if you really truly viewing food as a reward, you're getting yourself a treat as a reward, like treat it as so, like enjoy it to that point of satisfaction, like savoring every bite, savoring every sip, like feeling the texture on your tongue, the flavors on your tongue, and just really taking your time going through that process and realizing that when you eat beyond that point of satisfaction, that it's no longer a reward. It's actually kind of detrimental to your well-being there. It actually feels, yeah, it's doing more harm than good. It's no longer that point, like just the eating to satisfaction, enjoying it to satisfaction, savoring every bite, savoring every sip. That's the reward. Beyond that, isn't more rewarding at all. If anything, it's going to do more harm than good. Not just in terms of gaining fat or making it tougher for you to lose weight, but it's just you're going to feel uncomfortable. It's not, it's just there's no good that's going to come from eating in excess there. So I think food can be a fantastic tool. Like it's okay that it's a reward. For myself personally, like this past weekend, Friday, I had an ice cream cone, a chimney cone there. Delicious. The next day, Saturday, I was out at, so that was an event, the art walk there where they close the streets down. I knew it. I planned ahead of time. I knew that little restaurant was, ice cream shop was in that area there. I'm like, I'm going to enjoy that chimney cone tonight as part of the overall experience. I haven't had it in ages. This is going to be a wonderful treat. I'm really looking forward to it. And I planned for it throughout the day. I ate a little bit less, making room for it. And the next day, I was out at another festival where I knew I was going to have some ice cream, some treats as well. Miller's Bakery, a nice brownie explosion there. Freaking delicious. Again, not massive, just an enjoyable portion size where because I ate a little bit lighter throughout the day, I had room for it. And when I ate that, I didn't feel overfull. I didn't feel overstuffed. And I didn't like think to myself, oh my God, I blew my diet eating this ice cream. What else can I eat around here? I got to pig out and just go nuts here. No, I just ate to that point of satisfaction. I enjoyed that ice cream 2 days in a row. I don't have a craving for more ice cream or anything right now, but it was part of the event. It was part of that experience for me that I really enjoyed, and I savored every bite of each of those. And even if I was a little bit over what I should have eaten for that day, for those 2 days, just eat a little bit less the next day. I don't have to completely fast. When you're eating things responsibly to the point of satisfaction, savoring every bite, savoring every sip, you don't have to fast the next day if you don't want to. You're eating it responsibly, you just have to eat a little bit less the following day and it will all balance out there. So there's all these things. I really want you to really focus on the key takeaways from Tom's experience here. Number one, he has this open mind, a willingness to try different tools that may help him in this moment manage and deal with some of the challenges that he's facing. So the overeating one day, all right, fasting is a perfect fit for him at that point. It works out. It's helping him enjoy his favorite foods and still be able to lose weight throughout this process. But if he wants to really better himself, he's got to realize that what he needs to do to avoid the overeating in the first place there. So he's experimenting with different tools, the calorie tracking, the meal planning, intermittent fasting, not viewing them in a dogmatic way. He's taking what he likes from each of those things and doing what's going to serve him best while still continuing to learn and grow. He has this awareness to how each one is affecting him, each tool is affecting him, and this awareness of his triggers, what's causing him to overeat. So he's looking within, he's taking that time to be introspective and kind of think about, okay, what's holding me back here? How am I, because he's taking the personal responsibility here. He's not putting it on anyone else or anything else and looking for kind of external sources. Like, what can he do personally to better himself through this process so he can, again, create this lasting success? So that heightened sense of awareness, having an open mind, a willingness to experiment with different tools with an open mind is absolutely key to long-term success. Now, in regards to like mindset and psychology of all this, I think I got a whole bunch of books, a whole bookshelf of this kind of stuff, but like The Hungry Brain is a great book for kind of understanding why we tend to overeat, like all the different temptations that we have out there, what's going on in our brain, why we're craving these different foods and why we can't stop ourselves from eating once we start, all that stuff. So that is a fantastic book. Another one that I've mentioned both these books in the past here, Mindless Eating, I think is fascinating, not only for reasons like why we might overeat some things, like one of the studies in there was with the M&Ms. If you have like multiple colors in there, you're likely to eat more than a bowl where it's just the single color of an M&M. So it's just, if all you have is red M&Ms, you're going to eat less than if you have a typical package of M&Ms. So what they're finding that is that it's the variety. When you're exposed to a lot of variety all at once, you're more likely to eat more. The other thing, plate. So if you had the same portion size of food, but you put it on this huge plate where it looks like you're just having a small little portion of it, you're likely not going to feel as satiated, even though it's the exact same as if you're to put it on a smaller plate where it looks like it's filling the entire plate. They're going to think, oh wow, I ate so much more, when in reality you ate the exact same. So eating on a smaller plate is one of those tricks that you can use. So there's different ways you can kind of trick your mind into eating less as well. Atomic Habits, that's another great book, just to again try to better ourselves through eliminating habits that no longer serve us and replacing them with habits that do. I'm all about mindset. I love like just George Leonard mastery. Anything mastering the psychology of the mind, I think is awesome. And along those lines, the practicing mind. So again, practice, mastery. This is everything that we're doing here. We're just learning and growing throughout this journey. So you're never going to fix everything all at once. There's always something that we can improve upon. I'm still improving upon how I am bettering myself, bettering my body, my health, my overall well-being each and every day. It's an ongoing journey. Life is about growth. It's just a thought. Same author as Practicing Minds, so Thomas N. Sterner, and Fully Engaged, Thomas N. Sterner. Again, those three books there. Very similar, but sometimes it's great just to hear the same messaging in a slightly different way with different little stories to kind of back it up. It just sinks in a little bit more. But there's so much. I just really encourage you, like I said, a lot of the books that we will read, the book of the month in the Lose Fat, Get Jacked Inner Circle, it's mindset related, but it's not always food related or diet related or exercise related. It's just bettering ourselves. Like I love The Untethered Soul, just anything like letting things go. Relentless Solutions Focus, another great one where like, all right, rather than dwelling on the problem, which a lot of us do, it's like, all right, have your little pity party for 60 seconds, but like, what's the solution? How can we get to fixing this? So become more focused and obsessed with the solutions rather than being focused and obsessed on the problems themselves. There's just so many different books out there that can really help us with these tools that are going to strengthen our mind. But more than anything, it comes from looking within, having that heightened sense of awareness to why we're in our current situation and how we can improve upon our situation.